Hello and welcome to the Codex Prime podcast. We are on episode 90, the big 90, and it is Tuesday, September 19th, 2017. I am your host, Victor Omoayo, and you hear echoing because Carl didn't turn his speakers down.
My bad, yo. My bad. I thought I did, but I only turned it halfway.
All right, well, we roll with the punches, With me as always, as you know, is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Byrd.
What's good, y'all?
Yes, and we are on Facebook Live once again. We are on the road to episode 100, man. And it's what a road it has been. Speaking of, since we are on episode 90, we're going to be talking about all things 90s in our main discussion. Favorite stuff in the 90s, movies, video games, books, TV shows, albums, anything 90s.
I was a kid having fun. I had no time for books. I'm sorry. It sounds so awful, but yeah. I was a kid having fun. I wanted to go. I used to go outside and play.
Me too.
You didn't go outside.
Yeah, I did.
I was inside the damn house all the time.
I went outside a lot of the time, and I had time to read books.
Name a game that you used to play outside.
Manhunt, wrestling, tag.
You got your ass beat a wrestler, did you?
Yeah, I'm 50-50. I won some and I lost some, but I lived. I lived to fight another day. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, the 90s, man. What a time. What a glorious decade it was. But we will talk about that later on at the top of our program. Got a bunch of things that we've been up to. I'll start off. First off, since today is Tuesday, September 19th, that meant that this beautiful film just dropped on Blu-ray, and this is Wonder Woman, the only good film in the DCEU so far. And I bought the Target Digibook exclusive edition.
You research these special editions, don't you?
I did.
Wait.
Yep. So it's a lenticular cover.
It's not steel. It's not steelbook.
It's not a steelbook because Best Buy steelbook is it comes with the Ultra 4K HD disc version.
Why don't you get it?
Because I don't have an Ultra HD player.
Why don't you?
Because I don't want one.
You're sad. You're a sad individual.
Please, man.
I swear, if I had the money, I would have been on that 4K revolution. But it's still coming.
Yeah, whatever. But I decided to opt for the Target's Digibook version with the lenticular cover, which changes.
One of your students is shouting you out.
Oh, who's this?
Matthew J. Longo.
Hey, what's going on, Matthew? Yeah, so yeah, I bought this sweet Digibook. It comes with a 64-page excerpt of the Wonder Woman making of the film art book. Which has some pretty cool, little snapshots here and there from the film and some, conceptual artwork. Also comes with the obviously the Blu-ray and the DVD version of the film. So I can't wait to dig into this later on when I have the time, because Wonder Woman is one of the best comic book films released this year. My second favorite behind Logan. And speaking of movies, what else have I been up to? I actually watched a really freaky and divisive movie.
No surprise there.
Yeah, this past weekend, and in fact, more divisive than usual. And I'm surprised that Paramount, a mainstream studio, gave this movie a mainstream release, because this is not a mainstream release at all. It shouldn't be. It's Darren Aronofsky's latest film called Mother. And
I think I came across a commercial for that.
Well, if you've seen any commercials or trailers for it, it gives you the impression that it's a horror movie. It is not. There's plenty of horrifying things to be had in the film, but it's not your conventional horror movie. Mother stars Jennifer Lawrence, Javier Bardem, Ed Harris, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer. I say hi, Cheryl.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
She called me handsome.
Cool. Jennifer Lawrence, she plays, these are all unnamed characters. She plays the mother in the film, who's this wife of this well-known and famous poet, played by Javier Bardem. They live in this remote house in the middle of nowhere, and Jennifer Lawrence, she's like sort of like a put upon sort of like an emotionally put upon housewife. She spends her time, tending the house, taking care of the home, repainting certain walls, cleaning things up. And Javier Bardem, his character is struggling with writer's block. He's trying to come up with the perfect poem, like to get him back in the game. And their idyllic home life is actually disturbed when Ed Harris appears out of nowhere. He shows up at their doorstep, and he claims to be a really big fan of Bardem's character's work. And not long after he arrives, his wife, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, who's rude as shit in this film, but she has a delicious performance where she's just totally off-putting. She keeps. Like, she's so rude. Like, she keeps asking Jennifer Lawrence, like, "Oh, so when are you gonna have kids?"
Did she have a great performance? Out of all the words that you used, you could have used you used delicious.
I mean, no, because like the fact that you could tell that she relished playing such a horrible person.
Okay, you could still use another term. She had an extraordinary performance.
I want to go that far, but it was very good.
You could have said a very good performance, but no, you said delicious. It was weird. By the way, hi Debbie.
Yeah, don't hate me.
I used to work with Debbie.
Cool. Don't hate me because I have a vocabulary and you don't. Anyway,
rather extensive vocabulary.
Yeah, sure you do. But
less is more.
But yeah, she has a delicious performance, and like she's so rude as shit, and that's the first act in the film, and eventually their two sons show up at the door, and that's when shit gets real. Now, I really can't spoil Mother. I really can't get too deep into it without giving away everything. But the thing to understand about Mother is that it becomes really apparent that all the characters in the film are basically metaphors of big metaphysical concepts, and the whole story itself could be read as an allegory of like the story of Christianity, or like the price of fame, like how fame destroys not only the celebrity, not so much the celebrity, but those surrounding the celebrity, like his immediate family and friends. It could be it could somehow also be read as like a metaphor for climate change as well, if you want to dig into that as well. But I will say that all of the trailers really do this film a disservice, because it's not a horror film. It's not a conventional film by any means. And this movie is divisive in the sense that it's not for everybody. As a matter of fact, I will say that the third act of the film, which I won't spoil, crossed the line even for me. And I've seen some dark shit.
Yeah, you love dark shit. Hi, Crystal. What up, Sylvia? Congrats, Sylvia.
Yeah, and like the third act of the film, like I thought that Darren Aronofsky went just a step too far. He didn't have to go all the way like that. He could have done it in a different way, which still would have been as impactful.
But doesn't he usually like cross the line?
Not all the time. Like he's not afraid of like being like getting to the nitty gritty, like showing like the harshness of life and reality. I'll say like the farthest he's gone before this movie was Requiem for a Dream, which is an NC-17 film for a reason, because that film, woo, shit. I've only seen that film once, but it's burned into my brain. That's how powerful that movie is. And Mother has the same impact. Don't go into Mother expecting a conventional film, but if you're looking for an art house, a macabre, twisted, and thoroughly fucked up art house film,
a Victor ass movie,
which it could be a Victor movie, but It did cross a couple lines where even I was discomforted. So that should tell you something right there. But I do recommend the film if you're adventurous and if you're in the mood for something that's, unlike anything you've seen this year. It's a film that I recommend. It's not for weak stomachs, especially for the third act. So that's all I got to say. So Mother, check it out if you dare. Also, the second film that I saw, it's on Netflix, and it's a new film directed by Angelina Jolie, and it's called First They Killed My Father. And it's based on the true story of this Cambodian woman, Long Ung, who It's her life story, and she plays the main character. Well, not Long herself, but the main character is as a 5-year-old version of her, and it takes place in 1975, Khmer Rouge, Cambodia, where the Khmer Rouge took over the country, and they've had a reign of terror where they subjected millions of Cambodians to like death camps, and including Long Ung's family. And the whole film takes place from her perspective as a 5-year-old. And you see her siblings. They're a middle-class family, but then they're subjected to these death camps. And like the whole film was really, it's a powerful movie. And like being Cambodian myself, my mom, that's actually her story too. Because
I was actually getting ready to ask you that because I believe you mentioned that in a episode a long time ago.
Yeah, one of the earlier episodes of Codex Prime. Yeah, I did say that my mom, she is a survivor of the Khmer Rouge regime, and this was her story too. So the film was really powerful, and what I liked about it was that it didn't shy away from the harshness of that reality, but it wasn't a preachy film. It wasn't histrionic. It didn't it didn't pull a Mel Gibson where it's like, oh, wall to wall violence here and there. You should feel sad now. No, like Angelina Jolie, she did a really good job in being restrained and like letting letting the atmosphere and the surrounding chaos and tragedy speak for itself. Like what's going on, but the film doesn't go all the way with being exploitative. So it's a film that I really recommend people check out. I would say in my view, it's Angelina Jolie's best directorial feature. I think this is her third or fourth film that she's directed.
Wanted, one of hers?
No, she started in Wanted.
Okay.
She also directed Unbroken, which I haven't seen, but I heard it was good. She did In the Land of Blood and Honey, which was all right. She also did By the Sea, which got some pretty bad reviews. But this one, First They Killed My Father, it's an excellent film. It's on Netflix. Check it out if you want to learn more about the Khmer Rouge and a crucial point in Cambodian history.
Oh, and Congo said, I heard it was good, but be on the lookout for the Congo movie, Hot Chocolate, the Wild Man Congo story.
Well, I'll be on the lookout for that.
You would want to watch that, huh?
I mean, if it's a comedy, because I did. Like I said, these two films that I just reviewed, it's like it's a double feature of
you need some freaking sunshine in your life. Shit.
Yeah, it's a double feature of depression, but it's hey, you got to roll with the punches.
I'm not watching that shit. I ain't gonna lie, that's too dark. That's just sad.
Well,
I mean, okay, the Angelina Jolie movie, it's a good little historical drama, if you can say.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if were the characters real.
Yeah,
were they based on real characters, or was it like a historical fiction type?
Oh, yeah, they were based on real characters.
Oh, okay, then maybe I would probably watch it because I kind of, I'm a fan of like documentaries or whatever. Mm-hmm. So maybe.
Yeah, you should. Maybe watch it. You should watch it.
I feel like being sad and.
Well, if you want to learn something about history,
that's probably the only thing. That's my only way I would probably watch it is if I'm in the mood to like learn something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I recommend watching that, but Mother.
Nah, I ain't gonna watch that.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be a jerk if I recommended that film to other people at least people in our circle.
You pretty much did. So
Well, no. Like I'll say, like if you dare, if you want to see something totally different, but it'll have you talking. It'll have you talking, man.
Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah, what have you been up to, man?
Okay, well, I actually finished Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Nice.
It's actually, if you are a fan of the Uncharted series, this one doesn't disappoint.
Oh, good.
It's it's a standalone. Damn it, Carl! Now I want a monster. Carl's advertising over here, dude. I literally worked last night and this morning. I'm doing this podcast, and then I'm going back to work tonight. I needed this. But no, if you're really a fan of the Uncharted series, this is definitely like worth it. It's its own standalone feature, the standalone game that features Chloe Frazer and Nadine Ross. Oh. Chloe hires Nadine to find the tusk of Ganesh, and the story is located in India. It's only 10 chapters, which any other Uncharted game is usually about like 20 to 24 chapters, but it's still worth it. The mechanics are still the same. Spoiler, Sam Drake is in it as well.
Oh, cool.
So it's like, and they mention Nate, but they don't really like get into it. Like, I guess his chapter is like finally done, maybe. But I can actually see like Chloe getting another game.
Okay. Now, Lost Legacy, does it take place after Uncharted 4?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Destiny 2, have you played Destiny 2 at all? Oh yeah, that's right. You don't play multiplayer.
No,
You don't play anything with a second that requires a second controller.
No, I have multiplayer games. Well, not multiplayer only games, but I have games like with multiplayer modes.
Okay. Destiny 2, yeah, I haven't even played it yet.
Yeah. I played the first one, but that was about it.
So yeah. And then Uncharted Lost Legacy, get it. It's only $40. Well worth it.
All right. I will.
And last night I caught the VH1 Hip Hop Honors 90s Game Changers.
Okay.
So perfect timing for our discussion for today. So the honorees were Martin Lawrence, Jermaine Dupri, and Master P together.
Oh man.
Hype Williams.
Wow.
And Mariah Carey.
That's quintessential 90s right there.
Right. And it could have been, I enjoyed it. It could have been done a whole lot better, but it was like it's like they really tried to cram a whole decade into 1 hour. Like, you've seen those VH1 I Love the 90s specials and stuff. Like,
yeah,
they're like five different episodes on certain different like parts of the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's like they basically feature hip hop, but it was like there was just so much. Like, they honored Martin because of Martin, one of the landmark shows, and like they mentioned like other shows like that were landmarks, like In Living Color, Fresh Prince, and whatever. But Martin still to this day, Martin came on afterwards, and I'm like, I don't remember this episode. Like, you can still, it's like you still catch new Martin episodes.
Yeah.
I'm the same way with Fresh Prince too.
It's funny, like with Martin and Fresh Prince, like those are two shows where like I could still watch an episode over and over again, and it's still funny every time.
Yeah, definitely. Correct. Mariah Carey performed. She performed like 2 songs. Basically, her song "Honey," the So So Def remix, and the Bad Boy remix. Mace was there, the Lox was in it, but it's like Mariah Carey. Congo says Mariah looks stiff as a board. Mariah Carey couldn't even walk. She wore these like extra pointy stilettos where like every time she walked, the dancers had to like escort her. And like they would take like the camera off her, put her on the dancers for a while, and then next thing you know, she's sitting on a jet ski. Then they'll do it again, and then next thing you know, she's in a helicopter. She didn't even have a speech when they gave her a award. She was just sitting in the helicopter. She gets it, says thank you, and show was over.
Wow.
Okay. Tiana Taylor did her thing. She was like dancing, and I heard she had a broken foot. Let me see. They had Ty Dolla $ign singing "This Is How We Do It," but yet they had a commercial. I think it was like Geico. It was a Geico commercial with Montel Jordan selling a product called "This Is How We Do It."
Wow, Montel Jordan still around.
Oh yeah, he's like a minister now. But I think he still performs like his old classic hits.
Okay.
Regina was a host. When they was honoring Martin, they had Afion Crockett playing Dragonfly Jones. Another comedian was Otis, the security guard. And then Regina Hall came out walking around on her knees playing Roscoe, boogers on her nose and everything and stuff. But I'm like, y'all missing 2 characters.
Who else did he play?
I wanted to see Jerome.
Jerome, yes.
Jerome was one of my favorite parts. And yeah, he was one of my favorite characters. And Shanae. One of the most iconic characters in the whole series.
Yeah.
And nobody came out as her.
That's a shame.
Hype Williams I enjoyed because he put together like a little video package of like some of his videos that he directed in the 90s.
Yeah,
and of course they directed that iconic scene in a movie that I'm sure your little uppity bougie ass probably hated.
What?
Belly.
I watched Belly.
But did you like it?
I thought it was
your
fine.
Uppity bougie
No,
ass.
hold on. I thought Belly was fine, but it was obvious that most of those cats could not act worth a lick, especially Nas.
I enjoyed Belly.
Nas was like,
Belly was a great story.
Nas was like, he like T-Boz was his wife, right? If I remember, he's like, oh, T-Boz, I got shot. Let's go to Africa now. Really? That was the arc of his character.
Yeah, you're bougie ass. Belly was average. I like the story, but anyway, but you can't mess with that iconic scene at the beginning of the movie, when Nas and DMX were walking through the club to Soda So's "How Do You Want It" to the acapella, where they go to shoot up the club, the owner of the club.
Was that like where it was like glow in the dark?
Yeah.
That was. I mean, visually, Belly had excellent cinematography, though. I will give it that. But the movie doesn't hold up. I'm sorry.
I could still watch Belly and still enjoy it.
The soundtrack is fire, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
we're not even gonna. Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
But still, I could still watch Belly.
I mean, it's just like it's like a good looking community theater film. Because like in terms of the quality of the acting, you got to admit. I mean, although I will say like the final scene where DMX, has that monologue with the minister.
Right.
I thought that was kind of deep.
Oh, it was definitely deep. I mean, I enjoyed the story
for such as it was.
Yeah, it was a basic drug war story, but I enjoyed it for that. Like I know rappers, not all rappers are good actors.
That's true.
Yeah, what Tupac and
LL
Cool J,
Ice-T.
I like Ice Cube's acting mostly when in his comedic. No, he's done some good work.
Yeah. Yeah,
I wouldn't put him as a top actor, but
nah, he's perfectly serviceable.
Yeah.
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 So yeah. Oh, Missy Elliott performed, opened up the show. Fire. She performed her song "She's a Bitch." Bald head and all.
Oh snap!
Ripped it.
Nice.
Ripped it. But yeah, at the same time, it's like there was so much, so much of the '90s that is like, it was literally crammed into like an hour and 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been executed way better.
Okay.
But if you catch it, just watch it for what it was, and then I would like to hear y'all thoughts on it.
Oh, nice.
So just email us, codexpodcast@gmail.com.
Awesome. Yeah.
So yeah, what we got for news and headlines?
We got some news coming down the pike this week.
Copy of the docket, so you're gonna have to do that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to print out another copy of the docket. Unless you want to like switch off,
No, you got it.
All right. Some news and headlines. First off, Game of Thrones is filming multiple endings for season 8.
I read that.
Yes, and we posted that on our Facebook page. It says that due to multiple leaks of season 7, HBO will be shooting multiple endings of their 8th and final season in order to avoid leaks that will spoil the actual ending. Hackers uploaded drafts of 5 scripts from last season before they aired, and they even they uploaded the 4th episode, The Spoils of War, way ahead of its Sunday night airing. Production for season 8 does begin next month, and an extended production period may push the final season to debut in 2019.
I'm still mad we have to wait that long.
Yeah, me too. But I think it'll be worth the wait. Good things.
It better be. It really better be.
Yeah.
But then I would like to see all of those multiple endings.
Yeah, I would too.
So hopefully, if they ever release like a box set, which would definitely be worth buying. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that will come with it.
Yeah, just to be curious to see like what other alternatives they filmed. Another news. True Lies. Remember that movie?
Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep, and Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
A TV remake of True Lies is in development right now. It is. Fox will be producing the TV remake of James Cameron's 1994 action flick. And Mick G, who directed Terminator Salvation, will be directing the hour-long TV pilot of the new series. And Mark Guggenheim, who's the co-creator of Arrow, he will be writing the script for the pilot. And he'll be executive producing along with Cameron. Interestingly, True Lies has not appeared on Blu-ray.
Really?
Yeah, it's on a musty ass like non-anamorphic DVD. So it's like when you watch it, it's letterboxed. So it's literally it's like a small rectangle. It's not even anamorphic.
Do you have it?
Nah. I mean, I like the movie, but because like the DVD's letterboxed, I didn't even bother.
Congo says she could have gotten it in that scene.
Oh, you're talking about the striptease, Jamie Lee Curtis? Hey, she was looking good. She was looking good in that. Yeah, but I will.
We were kids. We didn't know better.
Hey, Jamie Lee Curtis is still all right. But hey, you know what? Another film of James Cameron's that hasn't been on DVD, hasn't been on Blu-ray, is The Abyss. Still not on Blu-ray.
You sound pretty upset about that.
I am, because The Abyss is a great film, and I would say it's his most underrated work. That film is awesome, and to see that on a booty ass letterbox DVD, ew, gross. That's an insult. That's like a slap in the face right there.
It's gonna be okay, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be okay.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm working through it.
Life is great. Smile.
Life is great. Yeah. Some other news here. Jamie Lee Curtis, speaking of her, she's actually returning for a new Halloween film. Curtis will reprise her role from the 1978 classic as Laurie Strode, and she will face Michael Myers for a final showdown. This new film, which is simply titled Halloween, is scheduled for October 19th of next year. David Gordon Green will be directing. He directed Pineapple Express. And he'll also be writing the screenplay with Danny McBride.
Sure. They're bringing back all the other old franchises. Why not?
I mean, well, it's interesting because, like, Jamie Lee Curtis was in Halloween H2O, and she was killed off at the beginning of the film.
I've never seen H2O.
Yeah, it was nothing special. Like, LL Cool J was in it.
I remember that.
Yeah. But apparently, like, this Halloween's supposed to be like, you know, I guess it's like full circle going back to the first film. So it's like their final showdown, brother versus sister, and all that. So yeah, I'm down. Yeah, plus it's got a good creative team behind it, so looking forward to it. Other sequel news. Finally, it has been confirmed. John Wick Chapter 3 is official.
All right, cool.
Yes, Lionsgate announced that film will arrive May 17th, 2019, same year as Game of Thrones. Derek Kolstad, who wrote the scripts for the first two films, will be writing the third feature, but there's no word on who will direct. Hopefully it'll be Chad Stahelski again, because he did such an excellent job with the first two. And have you seen John Wick yet?
I still haven't.
You got
It's
it,
like
man.
sitting there and I'm just like, I gotta do it. It's even on HBO now.
Oh, you gotta see it, man.
And I was just like... You know what? The only time I can finally that I can like actually watch TV is when not working, which is late at night, and I know I'm gonna fall asleep. So I'm like, I don't want to fall asleep watching this. I don't. So I'll just like throw on something, and then I'll end up falling asleep like 20 minutes later.
Yeah. But you gotta
like this weekend. I was actually really sick this past weekend, and I didn't. And I was like, bro, it was football all day that day. Yeah. And yes, I already saw the slander. My Cowboys got their asses handed to them.
Oh, who they lose to?
The Broncos.
Oh, okay.
They outplayed us. I already saw the slander from earlier, so I've been hearing it, but it's time to move on.
Yeah, it's one game out of.
Unlike that, last year we had the same record last year, and we had like a milestone season last year.
Yeah, like you guys were
13-3.
Oh, that's a pretty good record.
That's a very good record.
So each team has 16 games, right, in the season? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so they'll hopefully.
Green Bay got their asses whooped too, and I didn't even stay up for that game.
Yeah,
I was sick, so.
I gotcha. Yeah, football. Shouldn't it be? Although it should be called handball when you think about it.
And another thing too, I do want to shout out. Last night I DJ'd at I Love Kickboxing in North Providence, Rhode Island. It was an awesome show. It was like the awesome class. It was the '80s night. So I was just playing like nothing but 80s except for like somebody requested like those old school hair bands.
Oh,
And I had absolutely none.
oh man.
I just didn't even think about it. I played Bon Jovi. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, why not?
But as you know, no playoffs for them boys. Hold on, sir. It's too early. But anyway, like yeah, somebody who loved Wayne's World. I should have known better.
Nah.
But yeah, can't wait to DJ again for them.
Nice. That's what's up. And wrapping up the headlines here, we have two dearly departed headlines here. First one of legendary character actor Harry Dean Stanton. He passed away Friday at the age of 91.
I don't care about that one.
No, he was featured in over 100 projects over a 50-year career. He was in films such as Alien, Paris, Texas, Repo Man, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, as well as the Showtime reboot Twin Peaks: The Return. And he also was in the Avengers. He had a cameo as the security guard who encounters Bruce Banner, like after he falls from the shield.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah, he said he had like one line's like, you know, you're butt naked, son, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Oh okay.
Yeah,
I remember.
It was him. Yeah. Harry Dean Stanton, his last film, Lucky, is set to come out September 29th. And yeah, legendary character actor, man. He's done a lot of good stuff. So R.I.P. my friend, long life. And last headline here. This one was a shot in the gut too. Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
Passed away Sunday at the age of 73. Legendary manager, color commentator. Man, what are your thoughts on the Brain?
It's an unfortunate passing. I mean, unfortunately, like I knew that he was very sick for a long time, and then within his later years, like he was just, you wouldn't have recognized him. So I'm just glad that he's not really suffering through through his throat cancer and all his other health problems anymore. Like, cause for somebody who was great with his voice and his mouth, like it was heartbreaking that he just couldn't talk.
Yeah. That was like a grim irony right there.
Yeah, so and just like Eddie, you're right. He was the greatest manager ever, like literally the best to ever do it. I remember buying, I know I still have it somewhere, the Wrestling's Greatest Managers, and they highlighted the Grand Wizard Ernie Roth, Arnold Skolin, Sensational Sherry, like all these other ones, but Bobby was the man. The Brain was the man. He can do it. And then, not to mention his old, the old show he had. The name's escaping me right now. But with Gorilla Monsoon, two was priceless. Like,
Primetime Wrestling.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
That was just hilarious. And then honestly, the one moment that always stood out to me about Bobby Heenan was WrestleMania 9 when he came out backwards to the camel.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, classic scene. So.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, and Bobby the Brain Heenan, man, he was so witty. He was just so clever on the mic. Like he had one-liners for days and days.
Yo, he was an asshole. He was a certified asshole, but he was hilarious.
Yeah, like him and Gorilla Monsoon. Like before JR and the King, there was Heenan and Monsoon.
Yeah.
And like their commentary was just the stuff of legend. Like Heenan's one-liners being the heel, and like every time he'll say something like off the cuff or like out of line, like Gorilla Monsoon will be like, "Oh, will you
stop it?"
Oh man, like I remember like one funny one-liner was where you remember that iconic moment where Shawn Michaels threw Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Well, Bobby the Brain Heenan had the nerve to say like, "Oh look, Marty Jannetty's trying to escape by jumping through the window. What an act of cowardice!" I'm like, only the Brain would spin it like that. But yeah, like and even when he was in WCW, like even though he was frustrated during his time there.
Who wasn't?
Oh yeah, because like he had a bunch of ideas that he tried to give to Eric Bischoff, but Bischoff like told him like, look,
who didn't?
Yeah, he was like, we didn't hire you for your ideas, we hired you to color commentate, and then Heenan phoned it in a lot, and even when he phoned it in, he was still funny.
Oh, Heenan was hilarious. Only one person got under his skin.
Was it Tony Schiavone?
Nope.
Who was it?
Brian Pillman.
Oh yeah. I remember there was like he said, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, something like that. And he like walked out and then he came out and apologized. That's the only person I got under the skin. Rest
Yeah.
in peace to him too. But
Yeah. So Bobby the Brain,
and I
man.
love the package that they did for him on Raw.
Yeah, that was a very good tribute as well.
WWE's always been good for that.
Oh yeah. And I hear that his DVD of his documentary was excellent too. I haven't.
Oh yeah, it's on the network.
Oh, nice. I'll definitely sit down and watch that. So yeah, Bobby the Brain, like definitely the greatest manager in professional wrestling history. And I will say that if Heenan didn't lose his voice, like if he was still around,
He still would have been. Oh, he would have been hilarious now, especially because when you get old, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You'll say whatever the hell you want. I was actually at a conference, for my job earlier this week, and one of the nuns, she's actually. She's about to turn 80. Sister Jan, real nice lady. She always comes by and she always comes back every year and teaches us.
Yeah.
And one thing that she said just had me dying was, the best thing about getting my age is that you can flirt with any guy you want and you just don't care. And I'm like, you know what? That is true.
Yeah.
Old people will say what the hell they want.
Yeah.
And you can't do shit about it.
That's true. It's like, hey, I got one foot in the grave. What do I got to lose?
Exactly. That's a mean way to think about it, but it's true.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say like Bobby Heenan, like he was so funny that like I said, if he was still alive, like he could have easily like crossed over and like to like comedy movies or like stand up comedy. He was that good.
Yeah, I wish he did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would have been hilarious.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like so for any students of the wrestling game, like anybody who's studying to be not just managers, but just studying to be like just witty, good promos. Bobby Heenan is definitely one of the classes you got to take. So
yeah, definitely.
R.I.P. to the Brain, man. Gone but never forgotten.
All right.
Yeah, and and that does it for the news and headlines. And since we are on episode 90, it is only fitting that we talk about the 90s, our favorite stuff and things from that decade: movies, albums, books, except for you because you don't read, TV shows.
I do. Yo, you're a motherfucker. You know I swear. I have recommended books to you that you're like, nope, wait, nope, I'd rather not.
Oh, please.
You little bougie ass.
I am not bougie, okay?
Bougie as shit.
I am not bougie, okay? I am quite open-minded. You acting like I'm Tiffany.
You are not open-minded.
I am open-minded.
You want to prove it to me?
Okay.
All right. Read Charlemagne's book and actually give a full review on the podcast.
Done.
And you know what? I will watch 2 Criterion films of your choice.
Okay.
This is it. Shake on it.
We will shake on it. All right. You've seen it here.
You've seen
yes. It. I will read Charlemagne the God's book.
Yep. And I'll bring it next week.
Okay, good. I'm in the mood for some good reading material.
All right.
Yeah. So yes, the 90s, a time of New Jack Swing,
I freaking love the New Jack Swing era. Like, oh man. As a matter of fact, one thing I will say, good thing about the VH1 Hip Hop Honors last night.
Yeah.
I want to DJ a 90s jam.
By all means. Yeah.
Like just a 90s theme party, like everybody, like people just dressing up in their crisscross. They didn't bring up crisscross at all.
Well, I think one of them passed away. I forgot who.
Oh, the Dawson one, Chris Kelly.
Ah, yeah.
But like, they didn't even they missed out on a lot. But
yeah, in the 90s, it was a hell of a decade. Like
I'm a child of the 90s, as Harrison loves it when I say.
I mean, it was a great decade. It was a time where Undertaker was able to walk under his own power.
Hey, you're a dick. You know that you said that you would stop.
All right, that was.
And you said it. No, you're an asshole.
That was
you're
an
asshole.
Time. That was another time. But yeah, I see you. I see you got a lot of copious notes.
I basically just put together like top 5s of like various different subjects of the 90s.
Okay.
So I guess I'm gonna take it away. So I'm gonna start with my top 5 albums since I'm a hip hop head, a DJ and whatever. I'm gonna start with my top 5 albums.
Yeah.
They're in no particular order, by the way.
Okay.
I ain't have time. I ain't have that much time. So I'm gonna start off with Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Okay. 92.
Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. Shout out to my cousin Claudel for that. I mean, he wore that tape out.
Damn, not even the CD, son. The cassette.
Nah, it was a tape. He wore that out.
Mm.
And I was hanging around him a lot, so yeah, I listened to that. And you know Little Bow Wow was on that album, right?
He was?
Yeah. You know, when he was like, "You on my motherfucking album, you better ask somebody."
Oh, wow.
That was Little Bow Wow, and he was in the video for Gin and Juice.
Wow. Okay.
He was little. He had to have been about like 4.
Oh, the more you know.
Yeah. So yeah, Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt.
Yes. One of the greatest albums ever made.
I think I first started swearing listening to that album.
For really?
Just because ain't nothing like the one I got. No one can, you bet. With the exception of Illmatic and It Was Written, I have to say Nas's I Am album, which came out in '99. That was just the one I blasted the most.
I mean, that was a great album.
Yeah. Michael Jackson's Dangerous.
Yes.
This is my favorite MJ album ever.
Mine too.
And another honorable mention, Rough Riders Volume 1. Ride or Die Volume 1.
Oh
that was the soundtrack. As a matter of fact, Eddie, I know you're still watching. That was the soundtrack of our summer of '99.
Yes. That album was
like
fire.
I literally was at his house almost every day. We would sit on his porch and listen to that album over and over and over again.
I mean, there were some bangers on that album. Man.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
What Y'all Want with Eve, Jigga Mike. I get the intro. Like I can't even remember like all the names off the top of my head. Even the song with Parlay was dope. It was a slow jam. Edmund hated that song, but I used to get mad at him when he skip over it. But it was his copy. But I had my portable CD player. I listened to that. I listened to it then. I actually still have it. I think it's still in decent condition. Yes, it was. We blasted the shit out of it. Yes, we did.
Oh man.
So go ahead, break down your top 5 albums.
All right, I will. Real quick on the Rough Riders thing. That song "What You Want" by Eve. It was funny. Like it takes me back to 9th grade, where there was this girl that I was crushing on in 9th grade. and like
I thought we had enough of that from last episode. No,
it was real quick. Like it was just a funny thing. Like there was a girl that I was crushing on in the 9th grade, and I took Eve's "What Y'all Want" and I remixed the lyrics, and I wrote a whole rap to this girl using the beat from that song.
Whew, how far did that get you?
Nowhere. Just a hug, just a smile and a thumbs up. But
damn, not even a hug.
Nah. But yeah, hey, I was naive back then in those days. But yeah, it just reminded me of that. But that was a fire album. But yeah,
that
for
makes
me,
you do crazy things. Shit,
it does. Good call when you mentioned Nas's "I Am" because it's a great album. Like one of my favorite songs in there was Nas's "Like" by DJ Premier.
Oh my god,
such a great beat. And of course, "You Can Hate Me Now," a "Small World." Dr. Knockboot, which I thought was pretty funny. Yeah. But for me, like, if I had to come up with top 5 albums, and this is in no particular order from the 90s.
You really can't do a particular order.
Nah,
they're like if you're going top 5 anything, you gotta rank them like the worst beatings you ever got.
Yeah.
Like you can't just have just one.
That is kind of true. I can see what you mean there.
Or like your top 5 rappers, like you just can't have just one.
Yeah, it's like you're splitting hairs at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite albums, like for me, like I didn't really get into music in general until '98, until I got into high school. So like the first album that I really got into was Busta Rhymes' Extinction Level Event. That was I still have it to this day. It's that one was like Dylon, straight hot fire. Every track, Give Me Some More. That What's It Gonna Be with Janet Jackson. The video.
I remember that. Hype Williams video.
Yep, another Hype Williams video right there. He had this really cool song based on Iron Man by Black Sabbath. He did his song with Ozzy Osbourne. Had the same guitar riff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that song was really, really good. What else? Take It Off, The Bus. Party is going on over here. Damn, that whole album, man. It's just fucking bangers upon bangers.
Okay, well, guess who's gonna be listening to that when you?
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's on Spotify. Like,
Oh yeah.
like for me, like that still ranks as Busta Rhymes' best album in my opinion. Like he obviously he's made ones after that, but
Yeah.
it's like diminishing returns. But like that Extinction Level Event, that's like where he hit his peak. Like lyrics, production. It has it all. Like,
You know something? Busta Rhymes still got it.
I'd say so.
No, he still got it.
I mean, even I'd say like his last couple albums were kind of like they weren't. I want to say whack, but nothing special either.
Well, The Big Bang was really good.
Oh, was it?
When he first got the album that he made when he signed with Dr. Dre, that album was dope.
Oh,
that was like one of my albums in like summer of 06. Yeah, 06.
Is that the one with A-Rab Money? What was it?
No,
No.
that was the one with Touch It.
Oh, okay. Touch
It, bring it, babe, watch it, turn it.
Oh yeah, yes, I remember that.
Blast that one. Like,
Yeah, so that's one of my favorites of the '90s. I was gonna say Illmatic and Reasonable Doubt, but I think those two like are such like
those are iconic.
Those are iconic. It's like to
Yeah.
mention them. It's like those are like obvious choices.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to give like a brief mention because obviously those are not on my five list, but they're two of my favorite albums of all time. Other albums, one album that I really love is Groove Theory.
I literally only know 2 songs from that album.
Yo, people know Groove Theory from that song Tell Me,
Yeah.
which is a great song, but like that whole album is like
Keep Trying was a dope song too, a very underrated song.
Yep, Keep Trying, Time Flies, Ride, 10-Minute High, Baby Love, Come Home.
And that was it. We never heard from the man.
Well, no, actually, Amel LaRue.
I know Amel LaRue has done some stuff, but it didn't really hit mainstream that much.
Maybe not. Like she had a somewhat significant degree of popularity, like in the neo soul genre with her solo albums. But like Groove Theory, man, it's like the perfect blend of like R&B vocals and like mid '90s hip hop beats. It was like what I would call it like one of the last New Jack Swing type.
There's
records.
nothing. There is no New Jack Swing sound on that.
Well, what I mean is like that perfect combination of hip hop beats and like R&B vocals, like that's what I mean in that sense. But Groove Theory is like one of those what I call perfect albums. Like there's nothing bad I can say about it. Like the beats are tight, the vocals are nice. Like I still listen to it from time to time. It's that good. So Groove Theory is one. What's another album? Oh man, I can't. Well, this one. I mean, 1998 was an excellent year for hip hop, and one of my favorite albums was NORE by Noriega.
I was hoping you would say that one.
Oh my god,
I love Band from TV.
High five right there, man. Shit, Band from TV's my shit right there. Nature was on there. Who else?
Nature, Big Pun.
Big Pun.
Swiss Beats produced it.
Yeah.
A young Swiss Beats too.
Yeah.
18-year-old Swiss Beats.
Yeah. When he was rocking that Casio keyboard like no one's business.
Yeah. Listen, that Casio keyboard made him millions. So
it certainly did. But yeah, NORE, like I remember in '98, man, summer of '98, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing NORE or Band from TV.
Yeah. You know what was a very underrated album?
Oh, which one?
Jermaine Dupri's Life in 1472.
Yeah, that was
a
really
good album.
It was had Money Ain't a Thing.
And Sweetheart with Mariah Carey.
Yep.
That was an underrated album.
Yeah, that really was. Yeah, I mean,
I remember I had it on tape.
Tape.
It was like my last few. I think it was the last tape I had. I didn't even buy it either. Somebody burned it for me. Somebody copied it for me.
Nice. Yeah. NORE. Of course, you know, since we're talking about hip hop in '98, you can't talk about hip hop in '98 without mentioning DMX. It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Oh shit.
And Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood.
Two platinum albums in 1 year.
Yeah, like DMX was the fucking man in '98. Like, Get at Me, Dog. Everywhere you go, you couldn't turn a street corner without hearing that goddamn song.
No, you couldn't.
Rough Riders Anthem. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's where Stone Cold Steve Austin got his what from, because it's like what every like 3
I
syllables.
think he just kind of said, I don't know.
Niggas want to try what? Niggas want to lie what? The niggas want to lie what? Shit was awesome. How's it going down? Of course, that was a really good song.
Slipping.
Slipping was good. I think Slipping is, I would say, DMX's best song, like in terms of like creatively.
He's had others.
Like he's had others, but I'd say Slipping is like
What they really want. Obviously saying the edited cut, which came in the 2000s.
yeah, Great Depression.
No, that was and then there was X.
Yeah, his third one. Yeah, man, yo, DMX, man, pre-crack DMX was unfuckwittable. I gotta say that, unfuckwittable. And one more album. Dang, I wish I really sat down and really thought about albums more. I would say this is going back to early '90s. A Tribe Called Quest.
Which one?
Oh man, if I had to choose, I'm trying to choose between their first 3. If I had to choose between People's Instinctive Travels and the Paths of Rhythm, Low End Theory, and Midnight Marauders, I'm gonna have to go with Midnight Marauders. Yeah. Midnight Marauders, that's perfect Tribe Called Quest right there.
That's hard to choose.
It is.
All 3 of those are like neck and neck. So.
Yeah, even like Beats, Rhymes, and Life, which came out in '96.
Yeah,
and The Love Movement, which it was good. It wasn't bad at all, but definitely didn't rise to the highs of like their first 3 albums. But Midnight Marauders, that was like the Tribe at their most perfect. Award Tour. Oh man, Electric Relaxation. Yeah. You know, in fact, Electric Relaxation, that was like the first theme song of the first season of the Wayans Brothers. Yeah.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on. Movies. My top 5 movies in particular order. And remember, I was a kid who liked to have fun.
Right.
So,
me too.
My top 5 in no particular order. Mm-hmm. And these are mostly because, like, I watch them all the time.
Okay.
Wayne's World.
Mm-hmm.
The Lion King.
Yes.
Batman Returns.
Okay.
3 Ninjas Kick Back, which is neck and neck with the first one.
My God.
3 Ninjas was the shit.
Oh, man. All right, go on.
And The Matrix. The Matrix was groundbreaking.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. 3 Ninjas. I haven't thought about that movie since you just said it. I used to like 3 Ninjas when I was a kid. I did.
It's a kid having fun, man.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't say anything bad about that. And Lion King was iconic.
Still is today.
Still is.
Still holds up today.
Mm-hmm. It did. I mean, although like I didn't get emotional when Mufasa died. Just saying.
Okay, Edwin.
Oh,
Bebe's Kids. Oh, you can't fuck with Bebe's Kids.
Really?
Oh my God, Bebe's Kids was hilarious.
Man, I've only seen Baby's Kids once, and that was like maybe a couple years after it came out, so I don't even remember it. But I do remember the Super Nintendo game that came out that was based on it. And Jesus Christ, that was one of the worst video games I've ever played.
Probably not. I'm sure there's probably worse ones.
No, look, Baby's Kids has the unique distinction of being the only game in Nintendo Power Magazine that scored a 0.
Subscribe to my dad bought me a subscription in Nintendo Power Magazine.
Yeah.
The best thing about those magazines too is that they came with maps.
Yep, maps and posters.
Yeah, so like maps of the whole lake. So I'm like, that's how I learned how to beat the Lion King Sega game. Mm-hmm. Like I learned how to beat it on difficult in like 20 minutes.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, because both versions, SNES and Genesis, use the same maps.
They were the same exact maps.
Oh
so
yeah.
I just breezed through that game. I remember my cousin used to tell me like, Carl, play Lion King. I just want to see you beat it. Breeze through it. The game sucked, but the movie was funny as fuck. I didn't play the game.
I did play.
I didn't play the Baby's Kids game.
Oh, the Baby's Kids game. Yeah, like I said, like that's the only game in Nintendo Power history to score 0, a complete 0. That's how hard. Like oh my God, like that game is like the Superman 64 of the 16-bit era. That's how horrible it was. But but I have played the Lion King video game, and it actually is quite challenging. It's actually a genuinely good movie-based game.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
It really is.
Yeah, so go ahead. Give me your top 5 movies. Here we go.
I will. Before I do, you mentioned Batman Returns. Which one do you prefer, Batman '89 or Batman Returns?
Ooh. That's harsh.
Yeah, Byrd.
Cause you can't fuck with Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Wait till they get a load of me.
And Prince did the soundtrack.
Yes, Bat Dance.
And it's just, I mean, the closest thing to black culture that Batman Returns had for us was at the party when they just happened to play Rick James. The band was playing Rick James' Super Freak.
Yeah.
But I was just, Eddie says 89. Yeah, Batman 89 was what set it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Batman 89 is superior.
That I have had to
It is superior, but that's 89. We're talking 90s.
Yeah. So 90s. So another question would be, which one do you prefer? Batman Returns, Batman Forever, or Batman and Robin?
Oh, Batman Returns.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The only thing good about Batman Forever was Jim Carrey playing the Joker.
Yeah. He played the hell out of it.
Not the Joker, the Riddler.
No, the Riddler, yes.
Excuse me. No disrespect.
Enigma. Oh man, but yo, Batman Returns. I really like that movie still. Like Danny DeVito as a Penguin.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Like you know what I saw recently, you know, the Razzie Awards that give like awards like to the worst movies, worst performances. For some reason, the Razzies gave him worst supporting actor for Batman Returns. I'm like, you must be out of their fucking mind.
Like
the fact he bit off some dude's nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
Yeah, that role almost killed her.
Because that
skin tight suit.
Yeah, the skin tight suit with the stitching and oh my gosh, she played the hell out of it.
And not to mention like when Christopher Walken pushed her out of the building, the cats revived her.
Yep.
Which I don't know how scientifically that's possible.
Yeah. And
then she just like came home. She came home just like in a daze. Honey, I'm home. Oh, I forgot I'm not married. And she just like went batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then she had the neon lights that said hello there, and she smashed some of them. She smashed some of the letters, and it came out to hell here. And that was a pretty dope scene.
It was.
Like she just really fucking snapped, and she just became Selena Kyle became Catwoman.
Yeah, absolutely. Like and Michelle Pfeiffer played the hell out of that role.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and
she was perfect for that. At that time.
Absolutely. And I have 3 words to describe Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Delicious. I'm through. Okay.
Oh, what fucking shit? That was from In Living Color. What's that, Men in Black?
Men on Film.
Men on Film. You would. You would.
Yo, I loved Men on Film, man.
I bet you did. No, I did too. So.
But yeah, and what was the last movie you mentioned, real quick?
The Matrix.
The Matrix. Oh, of course.
It was groundbreaking.
Influential. It inspired so many video games and movies after that with the bullet time effect.
Oh yeah, I remember Drew Hill used it for their You Are Everything video. They used that same effect.
Yeah, I remember that.
Had nothing to do with the song.
It didn't. No.
Nothing to do with the song.
And Ja Rule was in that song too, right?
Yeah, it was the remix of that song. The original was a slow jam, which is a good song. But had nothing to do. Just and I remember seeing Cisco in a interview before that says, "Yo, me and Woody, we went to go see The Matrix the other day," and then next thing you know, boom, that video comes out.
Oh wow, man.
So yeah, big ups to the Wachowski brothers.
Well, Wachowskis. Now it's Lana and Lily Wachowski. Yeah,
I just recently found that out.
Yeah, both. Yeah,
more power to them.
Yeah, props.
So go ahead,
Yeah.
I know this is your passion subject, but yeah, breeze through it, because I still got more.
All right. I got some movies. Favorite movies in the 90s, and there's a whole bunch. So
top 5.
I just picked 5 really good ones. Maybe not necessarily my top 5, but 5 good movies nonetheless. One movie that I loved in the 90s was Spike Lee's Crooklyn.
Oh, Yeah, I love Crooklyn.
Yes, from high five right there. Crooklyn was so
With
good.
the fire soundtrack.
Yes, People Make the World Go Round by the Stylistics.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that whole movie was great. I loved it.
The best part of that movie was when Troy cracked Spike Lee's character in the head with the broomstick.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And
Yeah, get it, Troy. Talking about your mama like that.
Mm-hmm. And there was like one part where it's like they made her huff paint thinner and she's like floating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it wasn't paint. It was Elmer's glue. That was Elmer's a really strong drug back in the day.
Oh yeah.
That was like the drug. They just put it in the bag and you just went to town on it.
Yeah, cheap highs.
Very cheap.
Yeah. So yeah, Crooklyn was a really good one. Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my favorite Stephen King movie. Tim Robbins,
Morgan
Freeman, and Dufresne. Heat. Oh, Heat was the movie. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer. My favorite Michael Mann film, and it's awesome crime drama. Like the movie.
Didn't he kill Brandon Lee?
Who?
Michael Mann.
No, not Michael Mann. You're thinking of the Michael Massey.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Massey. Unfortunately. What else? Fifth Element with Bruce Willis. I really like The Fifth Element. That was a fun ass movie. Luc Besson, Bruce Willis,
Chris Tucker
dressed
up in I don't know what the hell that was.
Prince RuPaul thing going on. Yeah. I don't know. Mila Jovovich, Multipass. Oh, and of course Gary Oldman. Yo, Gary Oldman's
a mad fucking scientist.
He is. Like, he's one of the greatest actors alive.
Yeah.
Like, he played the hell out of that role. Jesus. Like, if you haven't seen
one movie I really enjoyed Gary Oldman in was The Book of Eli.
Yeah, I remember
that. Was really good. I enjoyed his performance.
Yeah. Like, there's no bad Gary Oldman performance, come to think of it.
I seen Leon the Professional.
Oh man, Leon, one of my favorites too. Like,
wasn't that 90s?
Yeah, it was 94.
Yeah, Natalie Portman's first movie.
Yeah. Bring me everyone, and then he spazzes everyone.
Okay. All right. You scare people. Just to let you know that.
Cool. And of course, one of my all-time favorite comedies and all-time favorite movies too from the 90s. Friday.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh man.
I can still quote that movie to this day.
Oh man, Miss Parker. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like when we let me fuck.
21 years later, I just learned that she was watering dirt.
She really
I did not get.
She had like one little weed she was watering. It's like, when you won't let me fuck, Miss Parker. Huh? What you say, honey?
Huh?
What?
Nothing.
Oh man, that whole movie was quotable.
I'm mad I didn't put Friday on it.
Debo, oh man, Tiny Lister. It's like well, my grandmama gave me that chain.
You gonna cry in the car?
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
yeah.
Oh, and of course, stinking ass Felicia. That's where
she's freaking gorgeous.
I've seen a real picture of her.
She's gorgeous. Yeah. And I think she's actually married to Tiny Lister.
Really?
I think so. Don't quote me on it. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
But I think she is.
Wow, okay. Well, bye, Felicia.
I have a sister.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's Felicia.
Oh, I guess she hated that.
She hates it so much. Hates it.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Hates it.
But Friday, man. And of course, Paula J. Parker.
Oh, man.
And Nia Long. And of course, Regina King.
Yeah.
Yes. Trifecta right there, man.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right. Let's move on to TV shows.
Okay. All right.
Okay. First, remember, in no particular order.
Okay.
Martin.
Yes. Love Martin.
As a matter of fact, Tachina Arnold was actually the one at the Hip Hop Honors. She was presenting Martin Lawrence with his award and how she's give it up for Martin. I'm like, honestly, He had other theme songs, but that's the one that everybody remembers.
Oh yeah, and that was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Martin, Fresh Prince, New York Undercover.
Oh, fucking right.
Boy Meets World.
Mm-hmm.
And your all-time favorite.
What?
Family Matters.
Jesus Christ.
Look, TGIF was the shit.
It was.
And Family Matters was the one that kicked it off, so you couldn't knock it.
Oh, I knocked it.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, I said my piece on Family Matters, so you can go back to that episode. Boy Meets World, man, I've always
I still love Topanga to this day.
Me too. I still have a crush on her.
And she's a Dallas Cowboys fan, which made it even worse for me.
Oh, that's cool. You know, I mean, being a fan of a dead franchise, that's what's up.
But we're alive and well. But we're the number one franchise in the world. Even more than them rich-ass soccer teams, which really befuddles me, but I don't care. I'll take that crown.
Huh. I wonder how that works.
Oh, read the Forbes list.
Okay. Yeah, Boy Meets World was a great show.
Yeah, Martin, like I mentioned earlier, like I still felt like I'm still watching episodes of Martin. I'm like, yo, I don't remember this episode. And it feels new.
It does. Like I can always sit down and laugh at Martin. Like I remember one of the funniest episodes was where Martin plays the love doctor and he inadvertently hooked up his boy Tommy and his worst enemy Pam together.
All right.
Oh, that was
bro, man from the 5th floor.
Oh, upstairs, 5th floor. Oh my, like he would show.
Bro, man, what you doing out here? None, just chilling. And every time he leave the house. As a matter of fact, I gotta get those cards. I gotta get those cards for the culture game. There's these cards, this card game, and it's just Martin trivia.
Oh wow!
So I need to get that and play that at a cookout.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably
these cards for the culture.
It's like a trivia game. I would definitely win that if it's Martin.
I wouldn't put it past you. Because and one thing I would say about TV shows, this is why I still appreciate like watching TV shows week by week. Because like back in the day, like you would watch like Martin on a Thursday night, remember everything that you could, and go to school the next day just to talk about it and quote and start quoting the lines from the episodes and stuff. Same thing with Fresh Prince from Monday nights, New York Undercover Thursday nights. Boy Meets World, you kind of had to wait. We had to wait a couple of days. Yeah. But it's like, yo, it always generated like dialogue.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And like the conversation is much longer. You know, the conversation is much longer.
Oh, yeah. And always like trying to recall all those funny quotes that you heard.
Exactly. Like you couldn't mess with those at that time.
Yeah. Oh, man. Like Mike Martin's also on my list. Tisha Campbell is still fine, you know.
Yeah, she is a little thick self.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, even though like
she's hilarious in Real Husbands of Hollywood.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Real Husbands. Oh, that's like the parody show.
Yeah, it's a parody of it's the fakest reality show ever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, shit's funny. I think they stopped making episodes now.
All right, and I think it's on Netflix. I think you showed me a episode. Yeah. Yeah, Martin's also on my list, you know, for all the reasons we've said. It's still hilarious. Tashina Arnold is still awesome.
Yeah, see, to children of the 90s, she's Pam.
Yep. Oh,
to children of
BDB.
Yeah. To children of the 2000s, she's Rochelle.
Yeah, Everybody Hates Chris, right?
Right, yeah. But no matter what, she's Pam.
Absolutely. That's what brought her to the dance.
She's Pam.
Yeah. So, yeah, Martin's up on there. Like, I want to go back and
I learned that she was supposed to get a spinoff.
Yeah, she was. Like, in fact, like, there was one of the later episodes. I think it was like in the 5th season where Tisha Campbell left the show because like alleged sexual harassment.
Yeah.
For Martin Lawrence. Like, there was like a backdoor pilot where there was one episode that focused just on Pam trying to get a job. And that was like the stealth pilot for what would have been her spinoff, but then that never got off the ground.
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, I mean, it had a good run. I'm definitely gonna watch some old episodes. There definitely are some clips on YouTube.
Shit, go to they're on BET pretty much every night.
Oh, nice. There you go.
It'll probably be on that. That's what I've been watching. That's what I was. As a matter of fact, right after the Hip Hop Honors, while I was at work, I changed the channel.
Yep.
Martin was on. I'm like, I'm good.
Nice.
I'm good.
So yeah. So Martin's on my list. Also, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is on my list. Fresh Prince, I would say like one.
Stuck in the basement, sitting on a tricycle, girl, getting on my nerves. Going out of my mind, I thought she was fine. Don't know if her body is hers.
Here.
You know who that was too, right? That was Tisha Campbell.
Tisha Campbell, yeah. Oh man, that show was so great. I always had a crush on Tatiana Ali. She was one of my childhood crushes, as well as Karen Parsons.
I still love Hillary to this day. I don't even call her by them real names. She'll always be Hillary.
Yeah, Hillary and Ashley.
Yeah.
Jeffrey always had one.
Dude had shade like Golden Girls level.
Yeah, he was a master shade thrower on that show. Like Uncle Phil's weight. Oh my gosh, there were so many barbs that he had. Like I can't really recall them. And of course, Carlton with the iconic Carlton dance.
Let me give you a quick question.
What?
What was Jeffrey's middle name?
Do you know it?
Yeah. I'll never forget it because I never laughed so hard.
Barbara.
There we go.
I remember, yes.
When his son came in, he was like, how can you be my son? He said, something, whatever. And he goes, your middle name's Barbara. And that's when he's like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Uncle Phil and Uncle Phil and Will just freaking bugged out laughing. He's like, it's a family name.
Oh yeah. Oh, and on the Fresh Prince, like there were so many funny moments, but there was one moment which actually opened my eyes to like how Will Smith's range as an actor.
Oh God,
go
ahead.
The episode where his deadbeat ass father shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
great episode. I'm just tired of seeing the clip being shared on Facebook.
People share that a lot?
They share it so many times. I probably see it like once a month.
Really?
Yes.
Why would people share that clip?
Because it was a great moment.
I mean, yeah, it's like, but don't like overkill it.
They overkilled it for me.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
But I will say, I remember watching that for the first time, and I was like, man, Will Smith's got some chops. He's got some range. And, it was like uphill from, it was like, smooth sailing from there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And, oh man, what else about the Fresh Prince? One question. Which Aunt Viv do you prefer?
Ah, damn.
Daphne Maxwell Reid, who was the second one, or Janet Hubert?
Janet Hubert.
Yeah, me too.
Dark skin Aunt Viv.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Daphne Maxwell Reid episodes, but Janet Hubert, that was Aunt Viv.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus, like she played the role. She brought like an authoritativeness to that character, whereas Daphne Maxwell's version was
more lenient.
Yeah,
more lenient and passionate. Yeah,
yeah, she was definitely more passive, and like unfortunately, Janet Hubert still holds a grudge against like not only Will Smith but the whole cast, which is like, damn, what did Will Smith shit in your cereal? Tell you it was Cocoa Puffs? What?
I know, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, she still managed to get work, but it's like still, damn.
Yeah, it's like at some point you gotta let it go. Like to hold a grudge for that long, it's like, damn, that's not healthy.
Nah.
But yeah, Fresh Prince is on there. Of course, In Living Color.
Oh my God, I don't even know why I didn't put that one on there. I own all 5 seasons.
Yeah, I have the first 3 because like I know seasons 4 and 5 on DVD are like heavily edited. So for me, I was like, I don't know if it's worth it.
All the musical parodies are not in the DVDs.
I know, that's unfortunate. So
Copyright.
Yeah, you can only watch them on YouTube. But yeah, Living Color was the show back then. Like,
oh my God, that was another one. I think that came on Thursdays too.
I believe it came on Sundays.
No, it is. No, you're right, Sundays. Yeah. But
yeah, like Jim Carrey, so many roles. Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something.
Oh man, Jamie Foxx as Wanda. Damon Wayans as Amon.
Oh, Amon. They play like hardworking Jamaicans with like 30 jobs to one at a time.
Yeah.
It's like how many jobs do you have? One job.
One job.
Oh man, Homie the Clown.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, yep. I just said it right then and there. Homie, don't play that. Oh my God, there was the Buttmans. Of course, your favorite men on film.
Mm-hmm. 2 snaps up.
Oh man, there was so many, and they like broke barriers at that time. Like they were crossing lines that we didn't.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't have dared to have crossed at that time.
Yeah, like
and they wouldn't even lost now because of this politically correct world we live in.
Oh man, if they attempted to do men on film, they would be shut down so fast.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, but back then, like they were pushing the envelope. Like Damon Wayans and
David Allen
Greer. Oh my gosh, you could tell like there were parts where they were like,
they broke character and laughed.
Yup.
You couldn't help it.
You couldn't like they would play like 2 critics that would read
Ace and the Main Man.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx and Tommy Davidson.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, like Jamie Foxx and Jim Carrey, you could tell like those 2 were just gonna be big stars. You could
everybody was a big star from there.
But like Jim Carrey and Jamie Foxx, like they blew up way more. Like
pretty
you could
much
tell, like,
everybody did. I said pretty much. Like because we don't really see Kelly Caulfield a lot.
Yeah, she did a few things a few years after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy Davidson, he was on The Proud Family. I remember that.
Oh yeah, and he's done his fair share. So did David Allen Greer, but Jim Carrey, Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Lopez, who was just a fly girl. All she did was dance.
Yeah,
and she skyrocketed. Sean and Marlon Wayans got that. They broke off and did the did the Wayans brothers, and Marlon got his show now.
Yeah. What was this?
Remember when the Buttman's daughter went out with Jim Carrey's character with the dick?
I remember that. Oh my god.
Oh
man. Also like men on I will say one thing about men on film. Like I loved how like they read like gay themes into every movie they critiqued. But like if there was a movie that started like a female cast, hated it. Oh man, and like one of the funniest episodes is where like it was like a 2-parter where a sandbag falls on David Wayne's head
and he goes straight.
He goes straight. And then in the next episode, like David Allen Greer, he
punched him he punches him in the face, and then that's when he's gay again.
Yep. He's like, come on, man, give me your best shot, man. I'm gonna bust your ass.
Hilarious.
Punches him in the face. He's like, I'm free.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's 3 shows. I have 2 more. You mentioned it, Wayans Brothers. I like the Wayans brothers. I mean,
you just hate Marlon.
Well, hate Marlon
Wayans.
No, I hate Marlon Wayans' work post Wayans Brothers, except Requiem for a Dream, because like all those like coonish movies, like White Chicks and
White Chicks was entertaining
and freaking
for what it was. White Chicks was just going to the movies with your friends and having fun.
Yeah, that's a bootleggable movie.
Bougie, but go ahead.
White Chicks, 50 Shades of Black, horrible.
I still haven't seen it, but I'll probably still laugh my ass off because I like to have fun and watch movies.
And horrible haunted house movies, Haunted House 1 and 2.
I enjoy those 2 as well. I have fun. Like I said, I have fun with your bougie. You are fucking bougie.
I am not bougie.
You are so fucking bougie. I have taste. I have cosmopolitan taste. I need to post that meme up of you on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine that I did.
Hey, don't hate me because I have cosmopolitan taste, but listen.
You're still closed-minded as fuck.
If I was so bougie, would I have Friday as one of my all-time favorite movies? Yeah, I didn't think so. Crunch, Get Your Life. Anyway.
I'm mad you still saying, okay, that was 90s. I haven't heard that since the 90s.
Yep. So, yeah, Wayans Brothers. And the 5th one, I got to say, this was a show that I appreciated when I got older. Living Single.
Can't knock it.
I mean...
I thought Regine was sexy as hell.
Oh, yeah. Kim Fields?
Yeah.
Kim Fields, Tootie? Yeah, like she was... I mean, even though she was bougie as hell... she was pretentious, but she was lovable.
Bougie attracts bougie.
Shut up. But I was a Sinclair James guy.
I did like Sinclair too.
Yeah, I love Sinclair. Kim Coles. Yeah.
Light skin.
Hey.
Light skin love.
Yeah.
But she was taken. You know what? They were underrated. They were an underrated couple.
Oh yeah, her and Overton.
Overton Wakefield Jones.
Oh yeah, the handyman. And of course, Maxine Shaw and Kyle Barker.
Yeah. Hey, he's not Kyle anymore. To the nerd community, he's Kratos.
Kratos.
That's Furman's gamer tag.
Yeah, Kratos, God of War, man.
All right, so let me move on. Let's move on.
Yep.
Cartoons.
Okay. Okay.
Doug.
Mm-hmm.
The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
The Simpsons is actually still funny.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not as popular as it used to because Family Guy kind of took over.
Mm-hmm.
But I caught a couple of episodes and I'm like, this shit is still funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's still enjoyable, but like the first 10 seasons are where it's at. Like,
yeah,
in terms of quality.
Ren and Stimpy.
Yes.
Show that we shouldn't have watched as kids.
Oh man,
that was teenage.
Mm-hmm.
That was for teenagers. Recess.
I haven't watched Recess.
Recess was the shit.
Okay.
That was like towards the end when I was like, okay, I'm almost done watching cartoons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God. I remember shout outs to my man Daryl Prout from back in the day. We used to stay in church. We used to be in church talking Dragon Ball.
You guys were like drawing and whatnot? The characters?
I did. Yeah, I did. I was able to draw. He couldn't.
Oh, okay.
So I was drawing the Dragon Ball characters, but we would talk. We would talk Dragon Ball. Oh my God. When we first learned about Super Saiyans, that was it.
It's over 9,000.
Yo, oh my God. And anything on Cartoon Network.
There were some misses.
Yeah, some hits and misses.
Yeah. Like Johnny Bravo, was that a late 90s or early 2000s?
That was late 90s. And Johnny Bravo was a fucking perv.
You know, I heard that there was a rumor that they wanted to make a live action movie starring The Rock as Johnny Bravo.
I heard about that too.
Yeah.
Remember watching it at the mall when it first opened? Sure did. Me, Eddie, and a whole bunch of our friends. Mm-hmm. This was in high school when Providence Place Mall first opened. There was a Cox communications kiosk.
Yeah.
So we would hang out after school, but then we would notice like, yo, we're not gonna get home in time for Dragon Ball. Mm-hmm. Dragon Ball came on weekdays at 5:00, and there Toonami had like a little hour.
Yeah. So
we would go to the mall, go to that Cox cable kiosk, ask them to put on Dragon Ball, and they would let us watch it.
Wow.
In the mall.
That's what's up. Man, they could have either told y'all, fuck off, kids.
And nope, they didn't because we...
Okay. Hey, that's what's up.
They were really nice to us.
Nice. Like, how often did you guys watch it on the kiosk?
Damn near every day.
Wow.
We at least twice a week.
Okay.
At least twice.
That must have been cool.
I watched half of that Frieza and Goku battle. And that's still considered the longest anime fight ever.
How many episodes was that?
Dude, it had to have been like 4 or 5. Give or take.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, we had crowds. We had some crowds.
Oh, I
remember one time we watched it on Halloween.
Oh, that must have been.
And some little kid just comes out. He just comes behind us and he just yells, Vegeta. We looked. This kid was full decked in a Vegeta costume. We cheered that little boy.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, that probably would have been the highlight of that kid's life at that time.
Yeah, must be like he's like nerds.
Yeah, we were souped. Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. Anything else as far as
that's it. I ran through my top
5. For me, cartoons. Doug definitely on there. I always liked Patty Mayonnaise, and plus I could.
What's her nationality?
You know, people.
She was black with blonde hair, but like.
I thought she was just white with a tan because her dad is white, dude.
Frieza Saga was almost 100 episodes. Felt like it.
Damn, that's like 5 seasons of a show.
A lot of it was just and we would just.
You know, I want to ask about that real quick, like, because like I could never get into Dragon Ball because of that. Like, every a whole episode was literally like that. I gotta take a shit.
And you know. All we would look at you, we would just watch it and just go, hey, shut up. Watch it. Commercial, and then kick you in the knee.
Wow. Yeah, y'all are some dumb kids. But
damn, you're bougie.
I'm just kidding.
Bougie.
I'm kidding. Come on, man. Can I have a joke? Can I joke, man? It's just jokes, man. I ain't bougie. I'm open-minded. But yeah, Doug was one of my favorite shows.
We'll see.
Ren and Stimpy, of course. The Nickelodeon seasons, not the adult party cartoon on Spike. That was shit. I will say that like that and also Rocko's Modern Life, which is my third favorite.
Okay. All right.
Like those cartoons showed how like our generation of kids, we weren't soft.
We were nah.
Like we grew up watching some shit. Like nowadays, like kids like who grew up in the 2000s in this decade, you couldn't even dream airing that shit to kids like that to that age now.
Yeah,
no.
that's why I'm glad they're doing just 1 hour movies for that one time only.
Yep. What was another cartoon I liked? Oh man. Phantom 2040.
Okay.
Which I did talk about on the show.
I remember you did.
Yeah, underrated series. And
The Tick.
Oh yes, thank you. I was gonna say
what
that.
the fuck?
I was gonna say that. Yes, the Tick. You know what? You know what's funny?
Oh damn! I'm disappointed in myself. I'm scratching out Recess.
Oh,
Scratching out Recess.
Oh, you're gonna replace it with the
Scratching
Tick?
out Recess. I'm replacing them.
Oh, high five right there, man.
No. Oh, not with that.
No, not with the Tick.
No.
What?
Nope.
Yo,
I got something even better.
Okay, hold off on that. Write it down if you got to. But I'm gonna say real quick on the Tick. Oh man, that was one of my favorite cartoons because like it was like a funny ass parody of like it was original work, but it was also a parody of other heroes. Like you had American Maid, who was Wonder Woman. It was just basically a woman in like a stars and stripes maid costume. You had the Human Bullet, who basically had his son fire him through their backyard cannon, and he would fly in the air. And then like towards the end of the episode, like he would just splat on the ground, not affect anything in the episode. You had Big Shot, who was a Punisher parody, like who turns out that the reason why he loved guns was because his mother never hugged him. Arthur, the accountant with the moth costume, and of course Tick with his random ass catchphrases like "spoon." Oh, that was a funny ass cartoon. I haven't seen the live action
There's
series.
a new one. There's a new one. I've been meaning to look it up on Wikipedia, and I just kind of forget.
Yeah, because I know there's that on Amazon, a new live action series, but there was one that came out in like
with Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, have you ever seen any episodes of that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
and it was funny because I love Patrick Warburton. Like he's just hilarious to me. Like just watch an episode of Rules of Engagement, yo. He's an asshole, but that shit's hilarious.
Okay, and you know the original the first live action version of the Tick, the series, is like I think it was like 5 episodes or something.
Yeah, it was very short.
Yeah, like when I was at Target to buy Wonder Woman, I saw like the whole DVD series in like one small DVD case for $5 for the whole series.
I figured you would have bought it.
Nah.
Okay. Now,
yeah, the Tick.
My replacement cartoon.
Yeah.
X-Men.
Okay. All right. Yo, fist bump that. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm shout outs to Reagan for this.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, my sister went to a dance studio.
Yep.
On Chalkstone Ave. Rock Hokus was right next door.
I remember that. When
So
I was there,
my mother would, she would take her to the dance studio and go, "Ma, I'm going to the comic book store next door."
Mm-hmm.
And I would sit there, grab the little free copies of the comic newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
My mom gave me some money here or there. I'll buy a comic or two.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe some Wizard magazines. And I would sit there and watch X-Men.
Nice.
Reagan was right there.
Oh, wow.
I was raised in Rock Hokus.
Man, that's what's up.
I watched the Phoenix Saga on the TV on the counter of Rock Hokus Collectibles on Chalkstone Ave.
Yo,
I mean, just the Phoenix Saga alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Phoenix Saga was very well done in the animated series. Like the whole series was great. Although I will say that the animation quality doesn't quite hold up.
But we were kids. We didn't give a shit at that time.
Right. We didn't give a shit at the time. Like, it was just great.
Like, I'm watching now, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, God, man, this shit is awful.
Yeah, I mean, the animation quality is rough.
Very very choppy, but the story was good. It was so well written.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, shout out to my friend Karina. It's her birthday today, by the way. Happy birthday. And she last year on my birthday, she's like, listen, I got him on DVD.
Oh, wow.
And we hung out on my birthday and we watched that.
Nice. Yo.
I still remember the theme song with the sound effects and everything. And I sung it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I Snapchatted it.
I had the theme song as my ringtone for a while.
I don't know why you stopped it. Because you're grown and too old for ringtones. But.
Well, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, ringtones are ringtones, Whatever.
Ringtones kind of played out for me a while ago.
It's whatever. But yeah, X-Men is still. I mean, I can still sit down and watch. Like I've always wanted to get the DVDs. the series, because they're pretty inexpensive. Although like like I said, the animation quality is still rough, but it's still
worth having.
It is.
That's your childhood.
It is, and of course, I think Eddie mentioned the Spider-Man, the animated series.
Spider-Man was cool. Spider-Man was cool.
The animation quality was almost as bad as X-Men, maybe marginally better.
Wasn't it from the same,
but not much.
Like the same studio that made it?
Yeah, Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Spider-Man was
90s.
fun. Yeah.
90s. Everything just wasn't really quite perfect yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Wrestlers.
Okay. Wrestlers.
Undertaker, Bret Hart, HBK, Stone Cold, Sting.
Damn. Okay. In that order, or just no particular.
Undertaker's definitely number one.
Of course, obviously.
I'm a Undertaker fan.
Yeah.
I'm a lifelong loyal fan.
Yeah.
He's got to be number one.
Yeah. Those.
Go ahead. Say something.
Those were his best years.
Say something.
I just, I mean, hey.
WrestleMania 25, WrestleMania 26.
That was 2009, 2010.
His later years.
Then, well, I'll say like Undertaker's last great match was with CM Punk at 29.
Yeah.
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 Yep. And
the Secret Wars saga and Spider-Man. That was good too. Okay. That was really good too. That was a good one. Eddie.
Okay, Secret Wars. I don't think I watched that one actually, but okay. Right, go ahead. It's okay. Since you're talking about wrestlers, of course, you got to mention Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He changed. Yeah, he changed the game.
He did. Yeah. Definitely. The greatest wrestler of all time? Maybe you can make a strong case. You could make a strong case. Dean Malenko, WC, because he was my favorite wrestler in WCW. Like he actually put me on to WCW. Like his matches were out of this world.
I was already watching. I was watching Jim Crockett.
Oh wow!
So like, shout outs to my pop. So like,
oh man.
So I was already a Sting fan.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I liked Sting. And I liked Bret, but it wasn't until Undertaker came out. And even Undertaker was in WCW before then.
Yeah.
As mean Martin Callous.
Oh, yeah, I remember. And Teddy Long was his manager, right?
Yeah. And he was part of the Skyscrapers. Yep. But then once he came out as the Undertaker and I saw that dominance, I'm like, yep, this is it. Mm-hmm. This is it.
Yeah.
And I've never looked back.
I got you. Yeah.
So go ahead. You said Stone Cold D. Malenko.
Stone Cold Malenko. I would be remiss if I didn't mention HBK.
Okay.
Because like
yeah, the thing he accomplished so much.
Oh yeah. Owen Hart. As much as I love Bret Hart, if I had to choose between the two, I was always more of an Owen Hart fan, just a little bit more, because he played a heel so well. And like
he was a freaking prankster. Of course he could play. He was obnoxious. And everybody loved it.
Oh yeah, when he tragically passed in that accident, like the stories that I heard about like all the pranks that he pulled on people.
Him and British Bulldog.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, Owen Hart, man, one of the all-time greats. And damn, this is hard. I should have thought about this before we started.
It was your idea to do a '90s team.
Well, I know, but if I knew you were going to put wrestlers on there, okay, one more wrestler. I'm gonna go with Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig.
I admire that.
Yeah,
friend of the show, Furman, worships him.
Oh, well, yeah, that's his favorite wrestler.
No, he literally worships him. I remember I was like, "Yo, the draft board came in. He said, praise Mr. Perfect.'"
Wow. Hey, Kurt Hennig, R.I.P. man, but definitely he should have been world champion.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna skip over to one. All right, top five matches.
Okay.
Okay, HBK versus Bret, the Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12. Mm-hmm. Bret versus Mr. Perfect, SummerSlam 92.
Oh yeah.
Undertaker versus Mankind, King of the Ring 98.
Yes, Hell in a Cell.
Sting versus Hogan 97.
Yup.
And Hogan versus Warrior, WrestleMania 6.
Okay. Hey, quality list of matches right there, man. Classics right there. Top five matches in the 90s. One of my all-time favorite wrestling matches is Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio.
Halloween Havoc 98.
97.
Was it 97?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When.
Yeah.
Yep. When Eddie Guerrero was a cruiserweight champion and Rey Mysterio had the Phantom costume.
Yeah.
That was really cool. One of my all-time favorite matches there. I'll go with Steve Austin versus HBK WrestleMania 14. It was just to see, seeing Stone Cold finally make it to the mountaintop after 8 long years at that point, and that was HBK's last match in his premature retirement before he came back in 2002. Undertaker versus Kane WrestleMania 14. Like that
was a cool one.
Yeah, that was
cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. Told a really good story, and it put Kane over huge. I wish he didn't mention the Hell in a Cell.
Kane, Undertaker won that though.
No, he won that, but Kane like established himself as like a badass, someone that could really hold his own, like a formidable person.
I'm gonna tell you exactly the moment when Hell in a Cell changed my life. Taker and Mankind, yes. No, what cemented Kane was literally his debut.
Oh, the Hell in a Cell. Bad Blood.
Bad Blood. The first Hell in a Cell, which I still say is the best Hell in a Cell match. Between Taker and Michaels.
Yeah.
That was the best. I still say that was the best one.
Okay.
And when Kane first came in and ripped the door open, like we've never seen that before.
That's true. We haven't.
And he just came in, did his little pyro, which was kind of cheap at that moment, but it's like we were still like, oh shit, because it was always talks of Kane, but like,
yeah,
nothing to fruition. That's when he made his debut, and then boom, just tombstone Undertaker, and I'm just like, oh, like I was scared for the Undertaker. I'm like, holy shit, like shit just hit the fan.
Shit just got real, yo.
Yeah, it did. To me, I was like, what, 12, 13 at that time? And like, no, I was turning 13. And I was just like, oh, shit. Like, I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Man, the Undertaker is the best Hell in a Cell match. I gotta put Taker and Shawn up one. Just up by a smidge, Okay. Yeah, next time me and Eddie gonna see, he's gonna argue with me. We gotta have words. Odds are he's gonna have some words with me next time I see him.
Let's see, 2 more matches for me. One of my favorites definitely was WrestleMania 13, Austin versus Bret Hart.
Eddie just mentioned that one right there and there.
Yeah, that was a great match. And also, last one was a personal favorite. It was WrestleMania 8. It was Randy Savage versus Ric Flair for the WWE World Championship.
Right.
That was a quality match.
You're right.
Yep. Quality match.
Okay. Yep. Good selection. Very good selection. Yep. All right. Last but not least, video games.
Okay.
A lot of these were the kickstarters of a lot of my favorite franchises. So I'm gonna go with Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
Even though the franchise originally started in the 80s. But Street Fighter 2 was like the arcade game.
Yep.
Despite the fact that white dude just knocks out that black dude in the
in the intro.
In the intro, just with one punch. I'm like, one punch, just what the fuck was that? All right. Mortal Kombat, although I would say Mortal Kombat 2.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat, the first one was dope, but 2 was like, it was it for me. Like, I mastered that game inside and out.
Okay, yeah.
Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
Like, I know 4 was probably one of the best ones. In fact, the best one. I saw you playing it, like, not too long ago.
Yep.
But 2 was my... Yes, Resident Evil 2 was probably the only one I beat. And just like, I don't know, I just got so drawn into that story.
Yeah, I remember beating that game like twice.
Yeah, it was Leon and Claire Redfield.
Yep.
What was Leon's last name?
Kennedy.
There you go. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. That was 90s.
Yeah, 98.
All right. Streets of Rage 2. Mm-hmm. As much as I loved all three of the Streets of Rage games, like I want a reboot, just an HD remake. The same game. Yeah, I'm taking the safe route.
Same game.
The same game, just little updated graphics, but the same game.
I'd say if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Or at least bring it back. Or at least just bring it back on. It'll probably come with the mini Sega that's gonna come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Tekken.
Okay, which one?
3.
3? Okay. I'd say 3 has the best soundtrack out of all of them.
Probably. Oh, definitely. But that and just like Double Dragon the game, not the movie, the game.
And Double Dragon was like late 80s, actually.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was. Part 2 was on the NES Classic.
Yep.
So yeah, those are my top 5 video games of the 90s.
Okay, some good ones.
Yeah, and I mastered Tekken 3. So as a matter of fact, I remember with Tekken 3, I spent a month on. My father was a musician. I spent a month on the road with him, and he had his PlayStation, and I played Tekken 3 inside and out. As a matter of fact, I played it so much that because I got bored with it, I deleted all of my father's info on his memory card. Remember those?
Yep.
And achieved everything back.
Damn. You're that good?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you play with like
I learned everybody's moves. I remember, as a matter of fact, I went into a house full of Haitians. There had to be about 10 of them, and they were all playing Tekken 3. So I was the new guy. I knew a couple of them. Shout out to Gene. He watches the show too.
Okay.
So he's like, I'm like, let me get on the sticks real quick. Let me get down. They're like, all right. He's probably good. He probably ain't gonna do nothing. I beat every single one in that house. I think Eddie was there for that one too.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, I was so good. Remember Gon, the little dinosaur?
Yeah.
Mastered him.
Even him. Wow. Like you just mentioned, you memorize all their button combinations and everything?
Most of them, yeah. But I knew how to play with those guys, with every character. I've beaten all their story mode. Like I said, when I tell you I beat everything in that game, everything.
Wow. Like unlockables and everything?
All of them. Like I said, I deleted his memory. I deleted all his Tekken stuff. He got mad at me for doing that. I said, listen, don't worry about it. And I got it all back by the time that whole month was done. Wow.
That's incredible.
Well, I mean, a lot of the venues that he was performing at, I really couldn't go into. I snuck into, a few casinos here or there, and not to mention some of the casinos. Oh my God, some of these beautiful casinos have arcades. Yo, it was ridiculous. Oh, especially like there was one out in Minnesota. That one was fire. Oh my God, that one was amazing. Oh man, I gotta find it. NBA Jam's a classic.
Oh yeah, he's on fire.
Oh my God. Oh, especially Bill and Hillary Clinton were secret characters.
That's
and
right.
Hillary was better.
That's right, they were.
George Clinton was a secret character.
Oh man, like there were a few celebrities in that game, right?
Yeah, Jordan was one.
Yeah, Michael Jordan was actually in the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So go ahead, run through.
Favorite video games? Well, Ocarina of Time has to be on there. That's one of the few.
Isn't it Ocarina?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. It's one of the few games that still holds up from the N64.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I actually hadn't played Conker's
Bad
Fur Day.
That game was hold on, Eddie. Please tell me you are laughing because I mentioned Conker's Bad Fur Day. I actually didn't learn about that game till I played it at his house. I never laughed so hard. Like when I just heard a freaking talking box that had a bigger box in him, and goes, "Help me get this fat ass bitch off of my back."
What?
What N64 game?
Oh yeah, it was going to be a kiddie game, but then they turned it into an M-rated nightmare.
Yep. You see, look at me. Yes, all laughs because that shit had me dying.
I do remember seeing footage of the game. Like there was one part
Oh,
in which
YouTube it.
you played you had to fight against a shit monster.
I believe.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wow. Okay.
That was a good one.
All
But
right.
go ahead. All right, Ocarina of Time.
Yep. That Chrono Trigger. Oh man, for the Super NES.
Okay.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger by SquareSoft, now Square Enix. That was the best RPG on the SNES, and that's saying something because the SNES had so many great ones.
Mostly the Final Fantasy series,
like Final Fantasy, Super Mario RPG, Lufia, Breath of Fire. But Chrono Trigger, in terms of story, the soundtrack, the characters, the gameplay, the perfect RPG right there. Boom. I would say Chrono Trigger better than Final Fantasy VII. That's how good it is.
Yeah, you're finna start an argument with that.
Oh no!
If you want to argue with Victor,
yo,
send us your email codexprimepodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, I will fight you on that.
Star Fox for Super.
That was fun. But I wouldn't put it in my top 5. Super Metroid, however, I would put on there.
Okay.
That's a great game.
Okay.
Man, what else? Oh, the first Metal Gear Solid.
All right.
Yep, that a classic game. And what other games?
Onimusha was 2000.
Yeah, Onimusha was 2001, so that wouldn't count. Dang.
No, you're right. 2001.
Yeah.
I was in 11th grade when I got it. That was the first PlayStation 2 game I got.
Yep.
Mega Man.
Yeah, the X series was fun, difficult but fun.
All right.
Dang, what would be my number 5 game? There's so many, but if I had to look at just on the Super NES, okay, I'll go with Super Mario World 2: Yoshi's Island as my 5th game.
Okay.
Because I remember playing that game a
Okay, I
lot.
can't disagree with that.
Yeah, that game was really fun. Even though Baby Mario was annoying as fuck when he cried, but that game was really fun.
All right.
Yeah, so that's my top 5. 5 favorite video games. There's more, but
So this pretty much concludes that. I'll just let you know, the 90s was the last great the 90s was the last great decade.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
Early 2000s was cool, but then once the world heard you, that was it.
Oh, Soldier Boy. When did that come out? Like
2007.
Oh man, Superman, that
07.
hoe. I mean, I think. I mean, are you saying that the 90s was the last great decade was because that was when you came of age, when you didn't have any adult responsibilities, and then
No, I had some at that time. I had some.
Okay. Let's not let. I mean, nostalgia is one thing, but let's not let our rose-tinted nostalgia glasses, cloud our judgment. I mean, 90s wasn't perfect, but like any decade. I mean, I'm sure kids who grew up in the 2000s would say 2000s was the best decade.
I hear a lot of kids say, I grew up in the wrong era. I'm like, you don't shut your young ass up.
Oh my gosh. But let us know what your favorite 90s stuff and things are. You'll speak for yourself. codexprimepodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what your thoughts, favorite 90s, whatever. And we do have one email from John Haponic,
the supervillain.
Yes. Subject line reads Team Victor and BVS. Okay. John Haponic says, I will always be pro plaid. That's right. That's fucking right, John. And while I don't wear it every time I watch the show, clothes that make you happy are what matter. Thank you, John. You know what? Just a quick aside. Thank you for that lovely line. Big shout outs to Afton O'Neill for joining us last week.
God, that was one of my that's becoming my favorite episode.
I'll say that it is my favorite episode to date. However, we have to agree to disagree, Afton. I don't understand how anybody can be too old to wear plaid. I mean, plaid is just a pattern. I mean, I don't understand what age has to do with it, but whatever. Agree to disagree. And listen, I rock plaid just fine. In fact, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Get your life. So anyway, let's move on.
You're doing this a little too much. This is too much.
You're
adding some sassiness into it too.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, what? I mean, don't you have to add sass with the hand gesture?
No, you should not be doing that hand gesture. Period.
Whatever. Anyway, going back to John's email. So yeah, the clothes that make you happy are what matter. If that means little coming from me, then Clark Kent wore not one, but 2 different plaid shirts in Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, which is arguably Victor's favorite movie. Google it if you need proof. Subliminal? Maybe. If Superman is awesome enough to wear 2 plaid shirts in a movie that gave us Wonder Woman and that Batman warehouse fight, then Victor must be awesome too, with his vast plaid collection. Coincidentally, that started about a year or so ago, back when BVS was released. You know who doesn't wear plaid? Probably Marvel heroes. Best regards.
They have style.
Shut up. Best regards, John Haponic. P.S. Okay, so I at least confirmed Steve Rogers wore an inferior plaid shirt in Captain America. P.P.S. Thor Ragnarok looks terrible.
God, he's such a hater.
So
okay, and you got some you got some responses for that.
Okay,
Eddie says, I went through a Hawaiian shirt period. I did too, and it was a very short Hawaiian shirt period.
I had some too back then.
And yeah, Nelly made those cool for some reason from that EI video. And Jennifer Green says, plaid is no bueno.
Okay, listen. You know what? I need to solve this once and for all. Okay, Jennifer, since you're on the show, on the chat, explain to me why plaid is no bueno. What is so bad about plaid? All right, that kind of rhymes. What is so bad about plaid? I mean, plaid is just a pattern, right? I mean, I don't understand how. Maybe it's just a matter of taste. Maybe it's a matter of opinion. I don't get it.
I am looking forward to Afton's email when she hears this.
I mean, hey, everybody's got their own materials. Like Afton's rocking her denim just fine. You know, I rock my plaid just fine, and you, whatever.
I have style. You see me in all types of stuff.
Right. Not on the show, apparently, but
I'm on a nerd show. I'm gonna rock some nerd shirts.
Listen, I'm not rocking any nerd shirts. I mean,
I'm about the culture.
I'm about the culture too, son.
Right. So you know, I choose to show it on the show with nerd shirts. I do wear them a lot, but most of the time I'm at work, and then I just go in, I'm hanging out with my boys, and that's it. But if I'm going to step out, yeah, please believe I'm gonna be extra.
Hey, me too. I'm usually extra when I step out. That
shit was not fucking extra.
Listen,
what you're wearing now is something you would have wore to like a dinner party.
No. Here's the thing, though. No. Here's the thing. That dinner party, though, was strictly like they didn't have a dress code. It was just
technically they said you can dress up in 1940s, but even then, he's like, "Yo, you're going to a dinner party. You gotta like come up looking." And he was like, "Nerds, you're damn right." But like, if you're going to a dinner party, like you gotta dress to impress.
Okay, but.
Regardless, even if it's like around people who already know us, you still gotta dress to impress.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, what do they care?
Don't matter. It's just comment. Ladies don't like plaid. Oh, Jennifer said it.
I don't get that. I don't understand how ladies don't like plaid, but you know, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree. Maybe I need more education on the matter. But listen, I rock plaid just fine. Maybe better than most dudes. Maybe dudes are hating on my swagger. Listen, hey, hashtag Team Plaid. All right. So what? Plaid nerds in the house. That's what we do.
All right.
All right. Pop your collar. Know what I'm saying? Pop your plaid collar. You know, swig a beer for the plaid working man.
All right. Well, let's move on to the question of the week.
All right.
Question of the week. Last week. Which PlayStation console had the best titles? So on Instagram, this one actually got some pretty fair responses.
Okay.
Valet Malweeder. These people with their names, but hey, thank you for responding. Please, PS1. Pete2, he was the artist behind one of our cover pictures when all four of us was on the show. So big shout out to him. Mm-hmm. He said the golden era for the RPG and the starting point for many franchises. He's talking about PS1.
Okay.
Not to mention that remakes and remasters are a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Lil Machiavelli 19 says PS1 and PS2. Don't argue with me. Everybody knows these two systems helped launch Sony into legendary status. Sad to see how Sony treats them nowadays.
Yep.
2 100 emojis.
Yep. And
John Aponic. PS2 was the better system overall, but PS1 had everything. Tekken 2, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy Tactics, Twisted Metal 2, and Tony Hawk, just to name a few. Best overall and innovative. Okay. So on our Facebook, Iris Burgesson says PS2, and Nick Quattrini says, I'd say PS2. They had almost had all the GTA games. 3, Vice, San, Marvel vs. Capcom, Final Fantasy X was a favorite of mine. It blew me away how good that I looked. Looked like I was watching Final Fantasy movie. The Spirits Within. Ooh, remember that?
Oh my god. Oh.
That game can still hold up in 2017. I remember playing DBZ. I played Jack and Daxter, but wasn't a hardcore fan. I just YouTubed the endings, and they died in just like everything, like every ending. All right. So, Eddie says PlayStation 2, and that's saying a lot because I'm a Nintendo fan.
Wise choice.
Yeah. And Jennifer Green says old people wear plaid. So this week's question of the week. Name a movie that you watched as a kid that you shouldn't have.
Oh, there were a lot. There were a lot of movies I shouldn't have watched when I was a kid.
Just screwed up ass.
Well, obviously RoboCop 2, Aliens, Alien 3, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and a couple of the other Jason movies. Man.
Night of the Living Dead, says Eddie.
Oh, that's a good one. I actually watched that just a few years ago, actually. I'm sure there's more. I got to really think about that but what I mentioned alone, man, I watched all those movies before I turned 8. So, man.
Okay. Wow. I have 2 that stand out in my head. Species 2.
Shit, Species. I remember
2.
that. Yeah.
And Jade. Oh. I don't even remember what Jade was about.
David Caruso was in that, right?
Yes. And I only remember that just because they mentioned it in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I would love to watch that again, but I remember, like, there was a scene where it was just some girl just, like, kind of just gave this dude head, and she just did it out of nowhere. I laughed because I was in 6th grade and naive.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that was a movie I probably shouldn't have been watching as a kid.
Oh, man.
So I think that is I got to find that somewhere. Hopefully it's on, like, HBO Now or something.
Okay. I will say, like, there's no specific movie, but I remember when I was a kid and the premium channels, they were scrambled.
Oh, scrambled porn.
Scrambled porn, like Skinamax or like the HBO, like Real Sex or whatever. Like the image would be all fuzzy and scrambled, but sometimes you'd be like,
the audio was crystal clear as fuck.
Yup, you could hear them. Oh, the Spice Channel. Remember that shit? Yes, I remember the Spice Channel. Like
Timmy oh man, my old manager from Advance, Timmy Cowell, says Porky's. You are not a man until you watch Porky's.
Okay, full disclosure, I've seen thousands and thousands of movies. I have never seen Porky's.
What?
I've never seen Porky's.
Yo, I am digging up that movie, and I'm letting you borrow that.
Is that on DVD?
Yes.
Okay.
Regular DVD. So.
All right, that's fine.
But you have to see Porky's. You are not a man until you see Porky's. I have put my little cousins on the Porky's. Of course, they were like they were teenagers at the time.
Yeah.
But I was like, Once I saw it for like $3. I'm like, snatch it. I'm like, yo. And I came down to them because we were all living in one house. I said, yo, listen, we're watching this movie right now. Like, yo, what's Porky's? We're watching this right now. You will thank me later. And guess what? Each and every single one of them thanked him.
But that's where like somebody drills a hole in the girl's shower room. Is that it?
That's somewhat. And I'm gonna leave. Don't spoil it for him.
Okay.
But yeah, you need to watch Porky's. I actually worked with like some like very older guys. I used to work at an auto parts warehouse back in the day, and they were just like, "You got to watch Porky's." That's how I got put onto the movie. These guys were like in their 60s.
Okay.
And they said, "You have to watch You have to watch Porky's."
All right.
Watched it, laughed my ass off.
Okay.
Oh man.
All right. I'll put that on my radar.
Oh, Porky's.
Cool.
Oh, I want to watch it now.
Is that good?
Mainly for 2 scenes, but you enjoy the hell out of it.
Okay.
Those 2 scenes make the entire movie.
Okay, I got you. All right, cool. Porky's, I'll put that on the queue. So yeah. Yep. Something on the chat?
Nah.
Okay. So yeah.
Eddie's just like, what? You never seen Porky's?
Hey, there's a bunch of movies I haven't seen yet, but yeah, that about wraps it up for this week's episode of Codex Prime, episode 90. We are on the road to episode 100.
I'm not talking about you being in your 60s. I know you're in your 30s, Timmy.
As always, send us your thoughts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as Codex Prime Podcast at gmail.com. And Carl, where can people find our episodes?
YouTube, iTunes, leave us a 5-star review, SoundCloud, Google Play, everywhere.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, we're everywhere. We're in your hopes and dreams. So
okay.
Yeah, so we will catch you on the flip next week for episode 91. And
we're having a guest next week.
Yes, we will have Jim Savard.
Returning guest.
Yep, returning guest. Creator.
I can't remember exactly which number episode was it. You would know in 3, 2, 1.
I think episode 12.
There you go.
Yeah. But yes, Jim Savard will be returning back to the show, the creator of the Hellion comic book series on its 4th issue right now. And that should be pretty on and popping. So, oh yes. So we will